What up, YouTube? So today is going to be part 9 of the Honda Civic EKK2 K20 Bard video, and we're finally back. We got the motor remounted in here. Kind of took us a minute because Hasport was actually backed up for a while, so we got the new Hasport mounts in. The old ones weren't going to actually work as good, so we tried to use the Osiris ones, but that didn't end up working out, so went back to the original plan with the Hasports. Those work perfect as usual. Brian does a really good job on his mounts, so I mean, if some people can afford them and use them, I definitely would, but I mean, for people that are trying to budget, so sometimes it's just better to go with the Osiris. But when doing the EK bar, definitely go with the Hasport mounts. So last video we got at least started now, and everything right now is basically kind of back to that situation. We're getting to the exhaust, and the cat is all pretty much welded up. We got the AC pump and pulley on. I know we didn't have that on last time. And we got the Dev Sport power steering delete kit. We were gonna go with the MR2, but we're just trying to get this thing ready to get to the state ref as soon as possible. So we got that on there for now. We got our hoses on here, and I guess I can kind of go over overview of how to do the Bard. So you do need to have at least a matching motor and transmission with paperwork. They do want to have the stock engine harness. So this is the original engine harness. No tucked harnesses can be used. Everything does have to be functional as far as like on the intake manifold. So everything has to be stock. You have to run this air valve and everything to the intake, which is, you know, real simple stuff, but they do look at that. You have to run your evap sensor, which runs all the way to the back. I have this one going using the actual return fuel for this one. And I'm just gonna get the return fuel line and then run that to the box. So you do have to run the box and the gas tank. That's no lie on that. So here's the evap box, and then that's the gas tank. I had to get this bigger line. I had to make a new one because the one from factory was stock. Some cars are different. Each bar, I've noticed, sometimes I can use the stock one and sometimes I can't. But yeah, and then this is the wiring harness. You do have to take this wiring harness and run that to the ECU. So I'll show you guys that. So you got evap and you have the gas tank. And we're running the stock exhaust with the cat. All right, so we'll get to the ECU. The ECU does have to be stock and functional. No, obviously you can't use Honda or anything. So I actually have the ECU right here, and I used the hybrid racing one, and then I tapped. This is the rear evap wiring. I have to finish that still. It's just 2 wires, a ground and a power. And I used the K20 immobilizer and with the communication device. So that'll get rid of the communication check engine light. So we have that. One thing you do have to do is why I had to use Hasport mounts is because you have to tilt the engine. So if you actually look, some engine mounts even just run 1 bolt, so it's fine. I've done plenty of driving on 1 bolt on the rear. So I use the bottom to actually extend the tranny down, and then the top bolt to give it that angle, and then I have to make a special bracket to get that to actually work. But that does actually give the engine a tilt. For this exhaust manifold, you cannot modify the exhaust manifold anyway, and you cannot run a different one. If you've seen in my previous videos that I said TSX is fine, that no longer is a go. So you can't use the TSX ones. That won't work unless you're running an actual TSX engine. It will. And just to let people know, people have asked me why I don't do the TSX. It's because it's drive-by throttle, and I just haven't got into that wiring yet. I haven't had one to completely take apart, actually, so I don't really get too many of the TSXs. I like to do the RSX or even EP3, they're pretty much the same, just because this is a lot more simplified. And then once the swap is done, you can do any swap you want after, as long as you at least have a barred sticker for a K series. So other than that, that's the shift linkage is basically all stock. I just ran a clutch line kit. Like I said, that's factory. You can allow to be running the fan switch right here. That's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Pretty much, like I said, the main thing is the gas tank and the evap system. The cat, a Walker cat, I'll actually get you guys the number so you guys can see. And I have done the research. 02 to 06 are all the same pretty much, even for the base model. So it's D 18264, and that'll be for the RSX and the Type S actually, and I think EP3 as well. So pretty much right now I'm waiting for the ball joint. This one on this side was actually stripped, and the only reason why it was actually holding in is because of the cotter pin was there. So I have that on order right now. Today we're probably just gonna finish up the exhaust, see how it sounds, make sure everything's running good, and then check for leaks. We could probably start topping off the fluid for the radiator. And as soon as I get the ball joints, we'll get that installed and start taking it for a ride, and pretty much show you guys how the monitors are to be passed and everything. So I'm still actually waiting on the Spider. The Spider needs to actually clear its last evap monitor, and that one will be ready. That's why I haven't filmed on that one yet either. But yeah, hopefully this weekend we will be driving it and actually trying to set the monitors. I can usually set the 6 monitors pretty fast, but the last evap one, that's literally the challenge on this one. So also, when you're doing the EKK2 with these mounts, this is the EGDC subframe. So yeah, you got to use that, and you have to change out the gooseneck to the EG. The EK one is different. I actually have to swap that over right now. Other than that, this is just a stock SI idler pulley. You can get those, or you can, if you're trying to budget, or I like the original Honda parts just because I know they last longer. As far as that, but yeah, that's the basics of pretty much running a K-swap. So as long as you got your evap system cleared, and you got your cat, you got your stock ECU, your stock engine harness, with your paperwork to the motor, you should be ready to go and pass at any bar. So other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get this exhaust finished up, and then we'll come back and give you guys a little sound clip, and then we'll end the video. And the next one, we'll be driving this car and setting the monitors and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out and we'll come back. All right, so what we're gonna do is do our first start with the exhaust now, and check the leaks and everything. If there's anything we need to do, then we'll fix it. Sounds definitely quiet. This is just the RSX muffler. With it had piping on here. I think it's 2.5 inch. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be how it's gonna sound. Usually bar cars aren't really loud or anything, so a couple more things left to do on this car, and like I said, next video we will be driving it and trying to clear for the evap. Pretty much is what's left. So that's pretty much going to be it for this video, guys. Just wanted to update you on that, so we can get this thing out of here. It's been here for a while. So other than that, if you guys have any questions, just hit me up on Instagram, which is RWI Built. The name has changed now. It's still the same. It's pretty much just the initials of Rare-Witted, but RWI just seems a little bit more easier for pronunciation and everything. So yeah, RWI Built on Instagram, and you can leave comments. I'll usually hit people back up. Other than that, if you guys haven't, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.